Deacon Sharp is one of the few characters in the dynamic world of the bold and the beautiful who possesses the charm, complexity, and turbulent background that he does. He is a man who has experienced love, betrayal, and moral uncertainty, which makes him one of the most compelling individuals on the program. He has come through all of these things. Now, Deacon finds himself in the middle of an epic love triangle, with two fierce women fighting for his heart: the mysterious and manipulative Sheila Carter, and the fiery newcomer Poppy, a woman whose entrance has sent shockwaves through Deacon's world. Both of these women are vying for Deacon's affections. Fans have been extremely gripped by the unfolding drama that is taking place between these two women, with emotions running high and the stakes being even higher. For Deacon, Poppy and Sheila represent two very different pathways. One that promises atonement and the chance of a fresh start, and another that goes back to a darker and more dangerous existence. Both of these paths are distinct from one another. This confrontation is not just about love, it is also about survival, power, and the destiny that Deacon will decide for himself. Who, then, will end up winning Deacon's affection in the end? Let's go into the dramatic curves and turns that have brought us to this point in time, and then investigate the various possible outcomes that could be in store for Deacon, Poppy, and Sheila. Deacon's complicated love life is the subject of Chapter 1. Before delving into the fierce competition that exists between Poppy and Sheila, it is essential to have a solid understanding of the complicated history that Deacon has faced with love. Throughout his life, Deacon has been a guy who has been divided between his yearning for redemption and his propensity to get attracted into situations that are harmful to him. It is his battle to achieve a balance between love and self-destruction that makes him such an intriguing character. His history is full of women who have both helped him and brought him down. His past is loaded with women who have both raised him up and brought him down. A love affair that was both passionate and disastrous, Deacon's romance with Brooke Logan is considered to be one of the most notorious relationships in his history. It was especially because of Deacon's romance with Brooke when he was married to her daughter, Bridget Forrester, that his connection with Brooke was loaded with treachery and scandal. His bond with Brooke was founded on profound feelings, but it was also laden with betrayal and scandal. The scandalous love triangle that Deacon was involved in had a long-lasting effect on him, influencing his perspectives on love, trust, and loyalty. Despite the fact that he has made a lot of mistakes, Deacon has always had a more sensitive side, a part of him that longs for a relationship that is both stable and loving. There have been numerous occasions when he has attempted to turn his life around. Nevertheless, his previous errors and poor decisions frequently cause him to fall back into a cycle of disorder. In this moment, Deacon finds himself once more at a fork in the road. Despite the fact that he has been involved with Sheila Carter, a lady who is equally as dangerous as she is mesmerizing, there is a new player in town, and her name is Poppy. Things have been thrown into disarray as a result of her arrival, and she provides Deacon with something that he hasn't had in a very long time: hope for a brighter future. However, is Poppy the solution to Deacon's issues, or is she only an additional obstacle in his already complicated life? Sheila Carter, the epitome of the femme fatale, is profiled in Chapter 2. If there is one woman on the bold and the beautiful who has the ability to send shivers down the spine of even the most resolute individuals, it is Sheila Carter. Since the beginning of the show, Sheila has been a formidable character, known for her deceptive, dangerous, and frequently violent conduct. She has been a force of nature. As part of her quest for power and control, she has engaged in criminal activity, devised complex schemes, and caused harm to a great number of individuals. Furthermore, Sheila has always had a soft spot for Deacon, despite the fact that she is a nasty person. The friendship between Sheila and Deacon is founded on the foundation of a common understanding of darkness. Throughout their lives, both of them have been guilty of committing crimes, making mistakes, and having regrets. Sheila considers Deacon to be a kindred spirit, someone who understands her in a way that no one else does. Due to the fact that they have had similar experiences and a common mistrust of the world around them, they have developed a strong friendship. When it comes to Sheila, Deacon is more than just a lover. He is also a partner in crime, someone who can be by her side while she navigates the perilous world that she has. The love that Sheila has for Deacon, on the other hand, is not at all pure. Because of her love with him, she is willing to go to any extent to ensure that he remains by her side. Her obsession with him frequently borders on hazardous. Sheila considers anyone who stands in the way of her relationship with Deacon to be a danger, and she has no qualms about removing her other competitors by any methods that may be required. The power to exert influence over individuals in her immediate vicinity is Sheila's greatest strength. She is able to manipulate Deacon by exploiting his weaknesses, such as his feelings of insecurity and remorse, in order to maintain her authority over both of them. In spite of his efforts to separate himself from her destructive influence, Deacon frequently finds himself drawn back to Sheila. He is unable to resist the magnetic pull of their shared history, which is a magnetic force. Poppy's presence, however, has presented Sheila with a new kind of danger to contend with. She is powerful, independent, and unwilling to back down, which sets Poppy apart from the other women who have entered Deacon's life. Poppy is not like the other women. Sheila is aware that in order to maintain Deacon's loyalty to her, she will need to work more than ever before. In addition, if there is one thing that Sheila is particularly good at, it is success at any cost. Poppy, a new contender for Deacon's affections, becomes the protagonist of Chapter 3. The arrival of Poppy in Los Angeles was anything but a typical peaceful moment. Poppy stood out to Deacon almost immediately because she was a fairy and self-assured woman who had a fascinating history. She is sympathetic, grounded, and driven by a sense of purpose, which Deacon finds to be both refreshing and motivating. She is everything that Sheila is not. Poppy, on the other hand, is symbolized by stability and the prospect of a new beginning, in contrast to Sheila, who lives on turmoil. In spite of the fact that Poppy's history is cloaked in secrecy, it is evident that she has been through her fair share of difficulties. Because she has experienced misfortune in the past, she has acquired the ability to be resilient in the face of challenges. Initially, Deacon is drawn to Poppy because he sees in her the kind of resiliency and tenacity that he wishes he possessed in himself. Poppy's strength is what sets her apart from other people. When Deacon is with Poppy, he has the impression that he has the opportunity to reimagine himself, to put the errors of his past behind him, and to construct something that is genuine and long-lasting. Nevertheless, Poppy is not merely a helpless damsel in distress. She has a complete understanding of the intricate background that Deacon has, and she is aware that if she were to become engaged with him, she would be entering a world that is fraught with hazards and drama. On the other hand, Poppy is not the type of person to give up easily. She has made up her mind to gain Deacon's affection, and she intends to do so not by using deception or by playing mind games, but rather by demonstrating to him that he is deserving of happiness and redemption. It is on the basis of mutual respect and comprehension that Poppy and Deacon have created their connection. In spite of the fact that she does not pass judgment on him for his history, she does not permit him to use it as an excuse to continue making poor decisions. Poppy is willing to support Deacon as he navigates his complicated emotions and engages in struggles with his darker impulses because she has faith in Deacon's capacity for change and because she is willing to stand by him. Nevertheless, Poppy's most significant obstacle is not only gaining Deacon's affection, rather, it is enduring the fury of Sheila Carter. Sheila is a master manipulator who would do anything to achieve what she wants. Despite the fact that Poppy is a determined and powerful individual, Poppy will need to utilize every ounce of her strength and cunning in order to emerge victorious in the struggle for Deacon's heart, which is about to develop into a potentially lethal engagement. Deacon's predicament. Torn between two worlds is the topic of Chapter 4. As the tension between Sheila and Poppy continues to rise, Deacon finds himself in the heart of a potentially fatal love triangle. He has a variety of desires and facets of his personality, and both ladies embody those aspects. Despite the fact that Poppy presents him with an opportunity for forgiveness and a brighter future, Sheila is the personification of his darker and more dangerous tendencies. It is Deacon's internal conflict that is the source of his predicament. For years, He has been attempting to escape his history, but it seems that no matter how hard he tries, his history always manages to find a way to unravel. There is a sense of familiarity that Deacon experiences with Sheila since she is aware of his deepest, darkest secrets, yet she does not criticize him for them. This kind of comprehension is a source of solace, despite the fact that it comes with a significant obligation. The fact is, however, that Deacon is well aware that his connection with Sheila is poisonous. Every time he enters into a relationship with her, he plunges more and farther into turmoil. The machinations and plans that Sheila employs have a way of luring him back into a life that he has been working hard to leave behind forever. But as long as Sheila is a part of his life, Deacon is unsure whether or not he will be able to change and become a better man. He wants to believe that he can change and that he can become a better man. To the contrary, Poppy provides Deacon with a peek of what his life may be like if he chooses to take a different course of action. With Poppy, Deacon has the impression that he has the opportunity to begin again, to construct a life that is not characterized by the errors he has made. However, Deacon is utterly terrified by the very concept of change. It has been such a long time since he has been the bad boy, the screw-up, that he is unsure of whether or not he is capable of being anything else. Deacon is forced to address the subject that he has been avoiding for years. Who is he that he wants to be? This question arises as he struggles to reconcile his affections for both of the women. Is he willing to continue down the path of self-destruction, or is he prepared to take a risk on attaining redemption and happiness? In Chapter 5, the confrontation begins, and Sheila's dangerous plan is revealed. Sheila Carter is not the type of lady who is easily frustrated by being rejected. As soon as she gets the impression that Deacon is beginning to move away from her and gravitate toward Poppy, she is aware that she needs to take immediate action. Sheila has spent years perfecting her abilities as a skilled manipulator, and she is not going to let a novice like Poppy to steal Deacon away from her until she has exhausted all of her options. The first thing that Sheila does is that she tries to destroy Poppy's relationship with Deacon. She starts sowing the seeds of uncertainty of doubt in Deacon's head by reminding him of all the times he has attempted to change, but been unsuccessful. Sheila is aware that Deacon's most significant flaw is his lack of self-assurance, and she makes use of this fact to her advantage. She is able to persuade him that Poppy's love for him is conditional, on the premise that as soon as things become difficult, Poppy will abandon him, just as she has done with everyone else. However, Sheila does not end right there. In addition to this, she starts going for Poppy directly, making use of her contacts and resources in order to uncover dirt on her. The goal of Sheila is to discover something, anything, that she can use to undermine Poppy's credibility and make her appear untrustworthy in Deacon's eyes. Sheila is desperate to find something. Poppy and Sheila's relationship is reaching a point of heightened stress as Sheila's plan continues to be carried out. Poppy is not a fool. She is aware that Sheila is attempting to exert influence over Deacon, and she is not going to allow Sheila to escape with victory. Sheila is confronted by Poppy, who forces her to exclude herself from the connection that she is having with Deacon. Sheila, on the other hand, is in a position of superiority. In her conversation with Poppy, she makes it quite evident that she is not just battling for Deacon's love, she is also fighting for control. Moreover, control is the most important thing in Sheila's life. An epic fight between these two powerful women is about to take place, and as the stakes continue to rise, both Sheila and Poppy are making it clear that they are willing to do whatever it takes to emerge victorious. Poppy's secret weapon. A past revealed is the 10th chapter of the book. Poppy is not sitting around doing nothing while Sheila is busy plotting and scheming while she is active. If she is going to have any hope of winning against someone as merciless as Sheila, she is well aware that she must employ the strategy of fighting fire with fire. Poppy, however, is aware that she cannot win this battle by playing Sheila's game. She is aware of this fact. However, she makes the decision to make advantage of the one thing that Sheila does not possess, which is honesty. Poppy divulges a portion of her history that she has concealed from Deacon and from everyone else to this point. She has been molded into the person she is today as a result of this horrible secret. Poppy is aware that if she wants to have any hope of forging a future with Deacon, she needs to be entirely honest with him. Despite the fact that Poppy's revelation is both a risk and a gamble, she wants to be honest with him. The time has come for Poppy to sit down with Deacon and reveal everything to him. This is the moment of authenticity. She is candid about the challenges she has faced, the errors she has made, and the life lessons she has acquired along the road. Deacon comes to understand for the first time what his life may be like with someone who actually loves him for who he is, rather than for what he can do for them. Poppy's vulnerability is a stark contrast to Sheila's manipulative tactics, and it is through Poppy that Deacon begins to realize what his life could be like. But just as Poppy is beginning to win Deacon over, Sheila comes back with a vengeance and makes things even worse. In order to make it appear as though Poppy has been lying to Deacon the entire time, she presents her own evidence against Poppy, which she has twisted based on the reality. Deacon is left in a state of disbelief and has no idea who to trust or what to believe as a result of the revelation. Deacon's choice, the ultimate decision, is the topic of Chapter 7. The conflict between Poppy and Sheila is reaching its culmination, and Deacon is being put in the position of having to make a choice. It is impossible for him to continue living in the center of this conflict between two women. He must make a decision. On the other hand, the decision is not only about the person he wants to be with, it is also about the kind of life he wants to live. Deacon is currently at a fork in the road. Sheila, a lady who knows him better than anyone else, is on one side of the argument. However, the love that she has for him comes with some potentially harmful connections. Poppy, a woman who offers him a shot at forgiveness and a future free from the mistakes of his past, is on the other side of the fence. When all is said and done, Deacon's choice is not solely about love. Rather, it is about who he wants to be. Would he like to continue to be the kind of person who is constantly looking over his shoulder, anxiously anticipating the next catastrophe to occur? On the other hand, is he prepared to take a leap of faith and construct a life that is founded on honesty, trust, and a genuine partnership? The response to that question will define the course of Deacon Shark's life, and it will have repercussions for everyone else in his life as well. One thing is clear, regardless of whether he decides to go with Sheila or Poppy, the consequences of this choice will be felt for a considerable amount of time in the future. In conclusion, who will emerge victorious in the conflict for Deacon's affections? One of the most emotional and high-stakes storylines that has been featured on The Bold and the Beautiful in recent years is the confrontation that takes place between Poppy and Sheila. In spite of the fact that both ladies are resolute in their pursuit of Deacon's affection, their techniques are as dissimilar as night and day. Poppy's integrity and fortitude stand in stark contrast to Sheila's manipulative and risky strategies throughout the entire situation. At the end of the day, the question of who will win Deacon's heart is about more than simply love. It is about survival, power, and the future that Deacon will select for himself personally. Do you think he will allow himself to be entangled in the poisonous web of Sheila's influence, or will he choose to take a risk on the possibility of a better life with Poppy? It will be necessary for viewers to continue watching The Bold and the Beautiful in order to discover the outcome of this tremendous love triangle. There is one thing that can be said with absolute certainty. Regardless of who Deacon decides to go with, the repercussions of his choice will be felt throughout the entirety of The Bold and the Beautiful universe. The conflict over Deacon's affections is not yet done, and the stakes have never been higher than they are right now.